Let's talk for a little bit. Let's see who's gonna come on here. Maybe I know it's like 4 o'clock in the morning in Russia right now, so you know how when people go on live, they're like, "Let's wait a little bit for, let's wait for the people to come in." I could talk about what happened to my day today. I want to talk about traveling because I've been thinking about traveling a bunch, and let me get my hat. Get my hat. Yeah, I want to talk about traveling. I got a bicycle today, and I'm gonna do a review about it. I'm gonna make a review video and talk about the bike and stuff. But I want to talk about traveling. What do you guys think about traveling? Today I ate yeah, I was thinking about traveling. I mean, what is there to say about it, you know? I think I've been to a few different countries, and oh yeah, I was watching this guy on a bicycle, and he was biking through Oslo, Norway, and I haven't been to Norway yet, but I've been to like Finland and Estonia. So I've been to Helsinki and I've been to Tallinn, but I haven't been to Oslo yet. But tell me why I'm looking at this dude's video. And by the way, Oslo looks so beautiful. But the funny thing is, I'm like, it looks exactly like Helsinki, and Helsinki looks exactly like Tallinn. They look the same. Helsinki, Tallinn, and Oslo all look the same, and they're all beautiful. Helsinki is beautiful. The first time I went to Helsinki, to Finland, I was so stoked. I was like, this is amazing. I did a video about it. It's so beautiful. It has that European vibe, which is so perfect. Like, you go to the bus station, everyone is well dressed, but not too well dressed. But it's like a very like winter, fall, cozy European vibe. It reminds me of that movie, the vampire movie that takes place. I think it was made in Sweden, and then they made one for the what's up, Nully? They made one for the they made an American version. It's called Let the Right One In. Do you remember that? It's the vampire movie, and they're all dressed in like wool cardigans, and it's very cozy. Everyone there in the morning, they go to the cafe, they get their little croissant or their little they go to the bakery, they get their little coffee. The coffee's excellent. It's so good. Everything is slow. People ride bikes. People hang out at the coffee shop. That's Helsinki. And that's Tallinn. What about St. Petersburg? What about it? Um, Tallinn, there's a lot more Russians in Tallinn. So what I'm saying is that Oslo looks exactly like Helsinki, and therefore like Tallinn. They all kind of look alike. So I'm like I started thinking about traveling, right? Because I've been to, you know, we've been here, we've been there, we've been to Helsinki, we've been to Tallinn, and then you're like, when I was trucking, I developed kind of like a shopping addiction. Okay, I went to this store called Dick's Sporting Goods. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had a Nike section, and the Nike section was amazing. Have I been to Murmansk? No, not yet, but Murmansk is definitely like on my list of where I want to go. Have you been to Tallinn? Why do you ask me about Murmansk? Anyway, so Dick's Sporting Goods had a Nike section, and the Nike section was so good, but like everything was really expensive, and I wound up spending like $800 on Nike clothes. And I thought about traveling. So I developed over time a sort of a shopping addiction. I started buying a lot of stuff. And I realized that travel nowadays, travel is like shopping, kind of. Travel is kind of like shopping. It's it's like it's like another flavor of consumerism. It's another flavor of consumerism. Travel has become basically consumerism. It's like you pick a place, go to Russia, get a job, do the 3 year visa, be social, things will work out, have a 3 year plan, start in summer. All right. What's up, man? Go to Russia, get a job, do the 3 year visa, be social, things will work out, have a 3 year plan, start in summer. Start in summit. You mean summer? Okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is that travel has become basically like just another flavor of consumerism. It's like a shop. It's like almost like a shopping addiction. It's like a travel addiction. Whether because you know what? It's like, let's say you pick a place like Northern Europe. It's like you're just picking a product. You know, you're picking. It's like a dopamine hit when you go to a new place like Helsinki. I mean, it's like a capital city. It's super easy. Everything's there. So it's really not difficult to go. And I was like, that's really what it is. I had like a little epiphany. I am in Gold Coast, Australia. Watched all your vids. I know, I recognize you. Yes, sir. What's going on? That's what I realized from watching the beach bike run. I recognize your comments. I remember you. Yeah, um you have a freaking recognizable name, username. I remember Nelly too. But yeah, I don't know about getting a job in Russia. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Go to Russia, get a job, do the 3 year visa, be social. Have you been to Russia? I have a good plan. I just need to be more realistic. Yeah, so that was my epiphany about traveling. Where have so you're in Australia, what's up? Have you been to Russia? So yeah, like if you ask me would I go to Oslo, like I mean, I would love to go to Oslo. Like sure, why not? I would love to go to Tallinn again. Um but it's like saying, "Do you want another Nike jumper?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." Really, that's what it really is. Because, I mean, also, I'm pretty sure it's literally the same as Helsinki and has Tallinn. Can someone correct me? Can someone correct me? Am I wrong? But yeah, that's what's going on. Beach Bike Run, what's your story? You're in Australia. Why do you watch this channel? Have you been to Russia? I remember all your comments. Well, I don't really remember them, but I remember you commented. You would comment. The funny thing is I bought a bike today, which I'm so stoked about. Cause let's be honest, let's talk about driving. Driving gives me anxiety at this point. And at this point, driving honestly gives me super anxiety because I want to cruise, I want to go slow, but like the guy behind me is like literally following me so close, and the LED lights, you want to visit Russia, the language. You want to visit Russia, the language. The language scares you. Maybe you should give yourself you listen to your own advice that you're giving me. You need to go to Russia, right? Right? Why do you want to go to Russia? Hello, do I own an apartment or a house? Is it affordable? No, no. I've been truck driving since 2018, and ever since I started truck driving, I haven't had an apartment the entire time. So like for example, um now I'm in a hotel, and then when I go to St. Louis, I'll be in an Airbnb for like a couple months. So, yeah, I don't own a house. I've considered buying a house, but I never can pick a place. It doesn't make sense for me to buy a house because there's no real place that I would want to live. I would buy an apartment in Russia if I could. If I were to buy a place, it would probably be somewhere like overseas, but I wouldn't want to have a fixed place to stay. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing is that yeah, I can't pick one place to stay. Like if I had unlimited money, like maybe I'd have like multiple, like maybe I'd be like in multiple. I don't know what I would do. You love the mentality of the Russian people. What's the mentality of the Russian people? I would love for someone to explain that because I don't even know what the mentality is. What's the mentality of Russian people? Do you know Rush? Do you know? Are you in the Gold? Are there Russian people in the Gold Coast, or have you met any Russians over there? I know there's Russians in like there's Russians in Dominican Republic. I know that there's Russians in what other? There's Russians in Thailand. Russians like the beach, so I wonder, are there Russians in Australia? My family owns 3 apartments in Russia. That's cool. Where? Where in Russia? Where in Russia, Nelly? Yeah, if I could buy a place in Russia and live like the only place that I could think about actually buying a place and living there actually is only in Russia. There's no other place where I could be like, "Oh, I'm going to buy an apartment in New York and live in New York." No, because like I wouldn't stay long enough. Russia's the only place where I could think that I would keep going back to, that I would want to buy an apartment in. Oh, in the Murmansk region, that's amazing. What's up? What's up, PH? Thank you for stopping by, sir. I caught your what did I see? I just saw your video of you walking with that lady through the through you're in Santiago right now, right? Yeah, you go to some interesting spots. I looked up Santiago on the map because I've heard of Santo Domingo, but Santiago, that's like in the middle. That's like in the middle of the country. What's up, P? Sun Lounger, hello. Your mother is Serbian and your father is Hungarian. Would you say that Serbian? Yeah, Santiago. Yeah, I had to look that in the map. I was like, where is that? That's in the middle, right? That's in the jungle, right? Yeah, that's crazy. PH, you know, I was in Dominican Republic like a long time ago when I was in the Navy, and this girl took me to like a hut in the middle of the jungle. She lived in a hut, and there was no running water. You had to take a bath from like a bucket. Yeah. I don't know if Serbian, I thought that was Balkan. Is Serbian considered Slavic? Yeah, gotta take a trip. I know I've been to Russia 5 times. It's like, you know, I'm gonna get my visa. Yeah, everyone keeps telling me to go back to Russia. This channel, it don't make no sense because I'm not in Russia, so it's like it doesn't even make sense. Santiago, is it like New York? That's crazy. I have to look it up. I gotta look. I looked it up on the map because I was like, I heard Santiago. I was like, where in the world is Santiago? Yeah, you picked some spots. You picked some like off the wall spots, which is good though. That's good. I do the same thing. Like I don't like going to places that like that get too where like too many people go. You got to pick like the off the wall spots, you know? I think the same way. I didn't know Serbian was Slavic. I didn't know that. A Marin preparing to Russia. I know I need a new name for the channel so that it's people quit asking me when I'm gonna go freaking back to Russia. I didn't want to go to the place everyone goes to. Yeah, I know, me neither. I don't like going. That's why I don't like going to Thailand, you know, because I know people are always telling you to go to Thailand now, but like Thailand has so many expats, so many and so many. If you go on Instagram and look up like Thailand content, if you get the algorithm to show you like Thailand content, there's so many like Americans in Thailand and like it's too much. That's why I like Russia because usually I'm the only American. I, I'm usually like the only of a very few, and I like that. No one bugs me. No one is like hassling me. You know how in DR they're always asking you to buy stuff, and like you know the tourist traps and all that. That's why I love Russia because you go there and it's like there's nobody here. Like I mean, there's people there, but it's not like I don't know. Yeah, you going live tonight, PH? Yeah, I need a new name for the channel, but I guess I'm too dumb to come up with a name for it. I thought about it and I have no idea except to just name it my name or whatever. Yeah, man, PH the GOAT, he has another channel. He's got like a trucking and traveling channel. It's really cool. He goes to the Dominican he goes to he's in the Dominican Republic and then he vlogs like his whole life. But he's really entertaining, unlike me. Yeah, ask ChatGPT, but you know what? Nah, like I can't that like trust me, ChatGPT is like my best friend. Here I didn't see a beach there though. It looked like there was no beach anywhere nearby. Oh yeah, like you mean where you were before, right? Yeah, people they will not leave you alone, man. They will not leave you alone. Unless you speak like fluent Spanish, but even if you do, like that might not even help you. Usually you need like a little Dominican sidekick to help, you know, to help push them away. You need like a Dominican friend. Yeah, ChatGPT is crazy, man. Bro, the rabbit holes I go on with ChatGPT is crazy, man. I know. Nah, but I can't ask ChatGPT to give me a name. Like, that's too. You can't rely. You gotta come up with your own ideas. You can't be like ChatGPT. Like, come up with a name for my channel. Like, that's whack. Like, cause then, I mean, you need to use your own brain on some level. Like, and some. I mean, the names that ChatGPT will come up with they'll be kind of cool. I mean, they'll. I don't know. I should just put it as my name or something. I don't know. My to-do list includes Lake Baikal. Okay, you could visit Dan Castle over there, St. Petersburg, and other places in Russia when the war stops. I also want to visit the war zone, the Donbass. Okay. Yeah, the beach. Yeah. Yeah. I can tell. Yeah, Santiago is definitely not a place that you hear about people going to. I saw that you got to do a lot. I don't know, have you done a live yet talking about how it is there? I don't think I've seen that. You did one where you were on there for like half an hour, but I got to go back and check. I'm going to go check. Are you going to go live tonight? Yeah, beach bike run. Have you tried getting a visa yet? Have you tried getting a visa? What's the visa situation for you guys in Russia? Yeah, I gotta change the name of my channel. I don't know. I gotta think about it. Maybe I just won't change it. I don't know. Chad just helps you make the final decision, bro. Chad's gonna play. I know. I know. I'll ask it. I'll see what it says. Hold on, let me ask it. Let me see if I have this on my iPad. I don't think I have it on my iPad. I know ChatGPT is crazy. I don't want to rely. You don't want to rely. I mean, you're gonna let ChatGPT pick that your whole name. I don't know if I could do that. Let me download ChatGPT on here and ask it. I paid for the upgrade. That's the crazy thing too. I paid for the upgrade, but then I unsubscribed right away. But I have it for like a month, so. Yeah, which president? The Russian president? The Russian president, he's been in there since the year 2000, bro. Vladimir Putin, he's been president since the year 2000. I've been there 5 times. The crazy thing is I went when this war thing just all kicked off and nobody was going. Nobody. When I started this channel, I went and nobody was going. So that's what kind of made it interesting. And then all of a sudden, like, a bunch of people started going and they kind of started all making the same kind of videos. And so, yeah. Nah, PH, you're really smart. Yeah, you're really smart. But I mean, bro, that ChatGPT is something else, man. It's crazy. I get on there at night and I have like a whole conversation with it. And I found out that that's like a real thing. Like, it's called AI therapy. Like, and people are doing it, and I heard some people, like, there's videos talking about people are going crazy because ChatGPT is gassing everybody up, talking about, yeah, you're so smart. Have you seen when Chat goes like, oh, our president? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think I went when Biden was in, and I went when Trump was in too. I don't think it matters. We have a 3-year visa with Russia where it's crazy visa. If you 3-year tourist visa where you can stay for 6 months at a time and just leave and come right back. We have like a really good visa with Russia for some reason. Everyone can go to Russia. The only problem is how to get here. You can do it from Dubai or Serbia or Turkey. Yeah, it's real easy to get there. You just, I mean, it's not you just connect in Istanbul or wherever. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Let me download ChatGPT on here. Yeah, I paid for the upgrade and everything. I get on Chat. Do you guys use ChatGPT in Russia? If there's anyone here in Russia, I wonder. Bro, I ask ChatGPT everything, man. And I copy all the answers and I put it in my notes, man. And I literally use it as like my life plan. Yeah, I put everything it said on my notes and I'm like, I'm off the truck too. I quit a couple days ago. And I'm gonna go down to St. Louis for a while. This app. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have. I noticed that when you're on live, PH, you have two phones, and yeah, I can see why you have two phones, because then you can do stuff on your other phone while you're on live. I got an iPad though. I got this old iPad. Yeah, I got the upgrade, but honestly, I immediately regretted it as soon as I did it. So I unsubscribed. But you know how like once you pay for it, so it'll auto renew. I just took the auto renew off, so I have it for like a month. And honestly, honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's worth doing it for like a month and just getting all the info from Chat GPT, and then maybe taking a break for a while, and then I don't know. You go back Tuesday? Dang, bro. Back to the truck, man. That's crazy. Back to that grind, man. That's crazy. Yeah, your whole series in DR is like a movie. Yeah, it's like a movie. Do you think you need two phones? But do you have two different plans, or do you just have one without a SIM in it? Or do you get two lines like with two different numbers? Or do you have only one with the number and the other one is just, I don't know, for use hotspot or something? I don't know. I should ask ChatGPT about that. Yeah. I'm downloading it. It's gonna give me some corny name, but let me see what it says. I want to see what it says. Okay, update it. Is it updating? Update it. I'm trying to update it. Chat is a useful tool. I'm trying to figure out how not to go back to the truck. Bro, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the main key right there, man. That's the key to the whole that's the key to the whole thing, dude. I mean, the thing is, I don't know, man. That's the key, man. I mean, if you ask me, what have you asked Chat? You got two phones and an iPad. Everything has its own line. See, but that's a lot. That's money though. That's that you got the. That's money though. I don't wanna. My phone's been like $65 for the past like 6 years. I don't wanna pay more. Yeah, you should ask ChatGPT what to do. You should be like, dude, I host lives. I got 100 people watching my lives. Like every time I go live, 100 people are watching for like 4 hours. I go to the DR. I go to DR all the time. Like, what should I do? Bro, that chat will come up with a crazy plan. And chat's gonna say, hey man, don't quit your day job, bro. Just go back to the truck. That's what's gonna tell me. It's gonna be like, hey man. Chat's gonna be like, bro, sorry. You're going back to the truck, man. For real. Day trade. I always thought there was an opportunity there was some kind of travel agent opportunity or something like that. I don't know. Cause you're like a sales guy, man. You're a sales guy. You can sell. You're persuasive. You can entertain people. Like sales is where, bro. If you can sell, like you can write your own. You can write your own ticket. If the way I think. Chad's gonna. Why did it come up with day trading out of nowhere? It came up with day trading. See, that don't make no sense. Why would it say day trading? I would have thought it would have said something to do with like like I don't know. I don't even know. Try Grok instead of ChatGPT is also a good reference. I've never used Grok. I'm not gonna lie. I can't turn my back on ChatGPT. I feel like ChatGPT has helped me so much that I'd feel like a traitor to try something else. That's weird how it brought up day trading. I would have thought it would have made some kind of connection with the Dominican Republic. Like how to help truck drivers. I don't know. I don't know. There's a bunch you could, if you wanted to stay in DR, there's a bunch of stuff you could do. Like, I mean, it would all take work and stuff, but you mentioned the day trading. Yeah, you had to have mentioned the day trading for it to have brought it up. Because if you would have mentioned just DR and just like your channel, it would have put two and two together. I think it would have been like, yeah, you should. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what it would say. Should I ask it? I'm gonna ask you, bro. Now I wish I had a phone because now I'm like I'm trying to download this. Man, come on, man. Come on, bro. Install. All right, it's installed. I'm gonna ask I'm gonna ask Chat about UPH if it'll download this. Chat said something it can help me with. Yeah, I tried Grok. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. How was Grok? I've never even tried Grok, and I've never even tried Grok. Yeah. You want me to ask Chat about you? All right. It's downloading. I'm gonna ask Chat, and that way it'll be from my perspective on how cause you're asking it from your perspective, but maybe it'll help if someone who watches you from the third point of view asks it and see what it says. It's downloading, so yeah, man. Yeah, Chat GPT, man. I'm on that thing every night. I'm like, Chat, what what do you think about this? Yeah, you're totally right. As a matter of fact, you're a genius. Chat routinely calls me a genius and tells me I'm amazingly smart all the time. I want to see what channel names Chat comes up with. It's okay, but to me, Chat is better. Okay, you think Chat is better than Grok? Okay, I've never even tried Grok because honestly, like, why would I even? I mean, I guess I maybe should try it, but Chat's just been so good that I mean, this thing's come up with like whole life strategies for me and everything. Sign continue. Hold on. Let me let me sign on my thing real quick. Okay. This thing is taking forever. Let me see if I can log on. Man, come on, brother. How do I log on? It's not letting me log on. All right, let me just ask it. Chat 4.0 mini. Huh. ChatGPT can be disappointing at times. It likes to invent facts that never happened. For example, I asked it to explain the ending of a movie and it made up an ending and started explaining it to me. Uh-oh. What movie was it? What movie was it? Cuz you know what, I've heard that people ask ChatGPT to interpret their dreams, which is kind of crazy. Man, I already Oh, okay. This is like a different version. Okay. Chat. Chat. My friend PH, he's a YouTuber. He has probably like 20,000 subscribers. Every time he goes on live, he has like an audience of 100 people watching him, and he entertains them for like over an hour. He's a truck driver, but he goes routinely on vacation to Dominican Republic. But he wants to transition from trucking to something probably remote and probably something that has to do with Dominican Republic. What would be the most logical transition for him, considering his skills? Let's see what. All right, I'm gonna read what it says. All right. P, you heard what I asked it? Okay, it says, it sounds like your friend PH has a solid foundation with his YouTube channel and an engaging audience. Transitioning from trucking to a remote job that relates to the Dominican Republic could be an exciting move for him. Here are some potential pathways he might consider, leveraging his skills and interests. Travel content creator. He can expand his YouTube channel to include more travel-related content, specifically about the Dominican Republic. Vlogs, whatever. Monetization through ad revenue, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing with travel-related companies. So affiliate marketing and sponsorships. Online travel consultant. See, this is what I was kind of thinking. Offering travel planning services or consultations for people wanting to visit the Dominican Republic. Skills needed. Knowledge of travel planning, customer service, and marketing. Remote customer support. That's basically it. With PH's current audience and experience, he has great opportunity to build a fulfilling and remote career that ties in with his passion for the Dominican Republic. What do you think he would find the most appealing? Hey, that's what it told me, P. So basically, like, I don't know, basically using your YouTube channel and getting sponsorships and freaking whatever, affiliate marketing with travel. So it's I mean, if do you want to do that? You already know about YouTube. I don't know nothing about that. That would be work too, you know? Oh yeah. I asked this stuff like that all the time. All the time about like my life. I'm like, I give it details and I'm like, what do you think I should do? I always ask y'all like, what do you think? What do you think? And it gives me stuff like that. Let me ask it about my channel name. Chat, I got a channel named American in Russia. I've been to Russia 5 times. I have only 1.5 thousand subscribers. And I'm not in Russia anymore. But I still want to keep my Russian audience, but I want to kind of just make it, I guess, my personal brand. What do you think I should change my channel to? My channel name to. Okay, it has to gas you up first. It has to like tell you you're smart. So it tells me it's great that you're looking to refine your channel and build a personal brand. Here are some ideas to help you pivot your channel name while retaining your Russian audience. Channel name ideas. 1. American lens on Russia. This emphasizes your perspective and experiences in Russia. Life beyond Russia. Russian echoes. See, they're kind of like, I don't know. I think they're good. I mean, they're good, but like, I don't know if I could pull off a channel that's called Russian Echoes. Globe-trotting American. That's like too much for me. Cross-cultural chronicles from Russia with insight. See, all those I can never do that. I couldn't do it. The first one was the best one, I think. Yeah, I think the first one was the best one. Or the second one, the one that says life beyond, and even the second one doesn't even make sense. But the first one is too focused on Russia, and people are gonna be like, yes, I love my Russian audience, man. I love Russians so much. They're the best, man. I love them. They're the freaking best, dude. They always rock with me. They're always encouraging. They always like encourage me, and they're always like nice and respectful and everything. Yeah, they're awesome, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna ask it again later. Maybe I'll get better ideas. The first one, American lens on Russia. American lens on Russia. But then I have to always talk about Russia, though. That's the thing. You think I should always talk about Russia? That's the thing, is that I want to talk about other stuff, though, you know? Kind of like how you, because you used to be party hard, and then you changed it to trucking and traveling. So you kind of did that. You kind of like pivoted away from trucking, and then you added traveling. So yours makes real good sense. And I'm pretty sure you came up with that. Did someone suggest that to you, or did you come up with that yourself? Cuz yours is a good channel name, actually. Don't trust LLMs too much though. Oh yeah, I'm beyond the, I've gone over the edge. I've gone over the edge of this thing knows every secret of my life. You quit trucking, so what are you doing now? I came up with a new. Yeah, that's a good channel name, man. That's perfect, because you kept trucking and you added traveling, and that's exactly what your content is. So it makes sense. It's like perfect. It's perfect. It's literally trucking and traveling. Right now, I don't know, man. I want to do what you want to do. I want to transition away from trucking, and I want to do something remote. I want to do something remote. I want to work with brands on Instagram and maybe do their I want to do their I don't know, like do some of their content, maybe, I don't know, do their freaking copy for ads and stuff like that. I want to do some marketing managing type of stuff. And ideally, I would want to live in Russia. Bro, if Putin calls me and he says, come to Russia and film go to random cities, bro, my dream would be if Putin called me and he said, go take your camera, go to Russia, go to all these cities, and go just film stuff and whatever, make a channel, and we'll, I don't know, put you up in a freaking room or something. I would look American in between. I guess, because that literally is so vague that it doesn't even mean anything. American in between, sure. That's actually, I wouldn't mind that. I don't know. I don't know what to name it, because if I put Russia in the title, people are always going to be asking me, when are you going back to Russia? When are you going back to Russia? And it's like, You think American in between is a good name? I think so too, for some reason. What does that even mean? Yeah, you think so? All right, I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds good to me, but when you think about it, it's like, what is that even? What is that? American in between what? It's kind of like, what? That is a good one. Thank you, Sun Lounger. Appreciate that. Yes, between two worlds. Let me write that down. I appreciate that, dude. I love, because you know what? To me, like talking to chat is like when I talk to people. I'm always asking people questions, like to see what they think about stuff, like what random people think about stuff. I'm always doing that anyway. So it's like when I ask chat, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm always asking like a lot of questions. Oh, let me write that down. It's the first day of November, everybody. Oh, you know what's crazy? I'm in Chicago and there's still yeah, it's like a vague, intriguing title, right? It's like kind of intriguing. Yeah, that caught my eye when I saw that. I was like, that's kind of good, but it's like, what is that? What does that mean? Two worlds. But you believe in manifesting, so if I title it in between, maybe I'll get stuck in between. And we don't want to do that either. In my opinion, the name should be covering things that characterize you. Yeah, trucking is what trucking. I'm trying to put that. I'm trying to really put that away. A big part of your life, so it can have it. Hell no. And by the way, the trucking audience, like trucking YouTube, has got to be one of the most toxic freaking, uh, one of the most toxic negative spaces on YouTube I've ever seen. I would not be able to be in the trucking side of YouTube, man. I would not survive. American in between two worlds. Oh heck no, I would never put I like how you think though. It makes sense. It makes sense though. Yeah, but I would never put trucking in my title. Hell no. I want nothing. I don't want anything to do with trucking on YouTube, man. Trucking paved the way, so I know, man. But I can't, oh man. You know, it's true though. That's true. I always say that without trucking, like I would have never been able to travel at all. Trucking changed my life. But when it comes to YouTube, man, I'm honestly afraid of the trucking space on YouTube, dude. Because honestly, do not want to. It's true. It's true. The thing is, I always say that. I always say, I'm never like dogging trucking. I always say if it wasn't for trucking, like trucking is what paid for all this stuff for me to be able to go to Russia in the first place. But, yup. Yeah, I know. But honestly, like the trucking thing is just such a grind. I don't know if I could do that anymore. Honestly, I don't know if I could do the trucking thing anymore, man. It's such a grind, and this last time was like the last straw. I was like, it's the last straw, man. I cannot. It's time for me to move on, man. I can't, because every time I always fall back to trucking, and I feel like I'm falling back. This is just me though. I feel like I'm falling back into my safety zone. You know, it's my fallback, and I have to step forward into the more uncomfortable thing, the next thing. Because trucking was great. Trucking was the unknown part. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I think it's time to move on to something else, man. Because I keep going back to trucking, and every time I feel bad about it, and I gotta trust my gut about that. In the beginning, trucking was like, the unknown thing. It was like the challenge. But now that I've done it for like 7 years now, it's like it's time for me to let that go. And I gotta move on to something else. I gotta move on. It don't matter what it is, but I gotta let that go, man. Like I'm serious. I gotta let that go. Cause for me it's like the safety zone for me. And I'm always trying to I can't stay in the I feel terrible. I'm always moving on. I'm always trying to I can't stay in the safety radius. Bro, if you want to step out, you have to have a plan. I plan on saving at 50K and start on my own. Yeah, man. I mean, you could save that up real quick. Yeah, but starting on your own with trucking or pivoting away from trucking. Yeah, at this point, I don't know. I'm willing to take a huge pay cut to I pretty much made up my mind about it that I'm not gonna fall back on trucking anymore. But yeah, no, you're right. Like trucking paved it opened up the whole thing for me. And I did everything that I wanted to do travel wise. And for me to go back to trucking, it would be like just going back into my comfort zone, and it's just time for me to move on. I don't know if I'd have to freaking work at, I don't know, McDonald's or, who knows what, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. The transition is the hardest part, because people want to put you in a box. And when you're going from here to here, it's like it's a very fragile point. And you need to like kind of like protect yourself like a freaking butterfly, man, like a cocoon. The transition is the most sensitive part, and you got to be careful cuz people like will cuz I've done it multiple times. People think they know you and they want to put you in that box. And then when you're transitioning, they get confused and they want to be like, "No, you're here. You're here." But you know, they don't get it until you've moved on, and then until it finally sinks in that you've changed. But you can't ask them, is this a good idea? I mean, for me, you just got to be like, that was, we're different now, and that's it. And a lot of people, they can't deal with that, and because you're a different person now. But the people that get it, they'll stick with you, and they understand, oh, Jonathan's just like, he just a guy that does different stuff, and he'll just be one thing one day, and then who knows, he might just change and be something a different day. Yeah. Yeah, man. We're on the same page, man. I think we think the same about a lot of stuff. Like, we're both on manifestation type of stuff, and yeah, I think we have a lot. Like, we have the same similar. There's a lot of stuff that I relate to you on, as far as like your mindset and stuff. So yeah, everyone's on their own path. I'm not like you. You're not like me, but we all have our own path in life. You go to DR, I go to Russia, but at the same time, we kind of get it. Like, we both like we both can relate to like the culture. We like the culture type of thing, even though we go. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, everyone wants to get away from the truck, and at a certain point, you just gotta, like, bro, I feel like you just gotta put your blinders on and say, I am not going, because with the CDL, you could always just hop back in the truck, and then you can get stuck, and you have to decide, man, am I gonna keep going back, or am I going to step up and really take that jump over the gap? And it might be rough, but you gotta make a choice. You can't have like one foot in trucking and then one foot out of trucking, because when you're in that truck, that's all you're that's but not for you, because you do the lives and everything, and you're on a, I don't know if it's the same for you, because you still go on live and you have your audience and everything. But you could easily just make travel content and people would still follow you. That's the thing. You don't have to be on the truck. People are gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad when they see that you're not in the truck anymore, and you're gonna be like, uh oh. Yeah. There's that girl Shay, I think, who also did trucking, and it's oh, Shay? That's crazy. I follow her on Instagram. Yeah, she's awesome. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the black girl, Talifer Shay, who goes to Kazakhstan? I spent 3 months. I plan. Yeah, you're putting in your time abroad, man. Yup. Yup. Next year, you mean? Yeah, and that you're crazy. What's crazy about what you do is that you put your entire life out there for criticism, and people are always looking at you, always giving you feedback as you're going through day to day, which is hard. It's hard to have your own identity when everyone's trying to give you, oh, do this, do that. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. Yeah, next year, yeah. Yeah, I spent yeah, it's crazy. I put some months in Russia, bro. Like, I'll take off for like 3, 4 months at a time, just like you, man. Yep. That's why I saw what you're doing. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Talifer. Yeah, Shay's amazing. She speaks Russian fluent. Like, she speaks Russian fluently. Yeah, she's awesome. I follow her on Instagram, and I saw she has a friend who had like a Russian boyfriend, and she was trying to learn Russian too. Do you know about that? That's great. Yeah. Yup. That's your philosophy. Yup. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I love your message, man. I love your message. You put out a really good message for people, and I think you've affected people's lives in a real way by saying that message, and saying people see that you just do what you want to do. You put the message out about, you got to get out the truck, and you got to do things before you go freaking before you die. Like, you probably got some gears turning in people's heads that are like, and yeah. Yup. Yeah, yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. She's great. She's cool. Yeah. I think she went to DR too. Shay did. Yeah, that's interesting that I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep, because she doesn't have a big I don't think she has a big YouTube channel. I just randomly followed her from this other girl that was trying to learn Russian, but she wasn't really progressing a whole lot. But she had like a Russian boyfriend, and then she introduced Shay, and then Shay spoke fluent Russian, and then I followed Shay on her Instagram. Really? I wonder if she posts a lot there. Yeah, she does trucking too. Yeah, she does trucking. Yep. Trucking is the Trucking is basically what helped me to start traveling. That's when my first trip abroad was to Thailand. And then yeah, I can't knock trucking at all, man. Trucking was amazing, and I'm not knocking trucking at all. I'm not. The thing with everything, I moved on from everything. I used to work at a restaurant. It was my favorite job in the world. It was my favorite job, but the time came. I grew out of it. I felt like, and I said, you can't just stay comfortable working at the restaurant. You have to move on to the next thing, even though and I feel like that's just when I'm not saying everyone needs to do that, but if that's how I feel in my gut, I gotta follow that feeling. If I don't, I'm gonna regret it. Same with trucking. When I started trucking, I was all about it. When I started flatbedding, I was super into flatbedding. And then after a while, it's just like, all right, dude, it's time to move on. And that's just my life. Some people stay in trucking for 50 years and they would never think about changing jobs because that's their thing. Some people have trucking companies, like you can't just decide one day, oh, I'm gonna shut down my trucking company. Like you have to stick. Yeah, her name is Giles. Yeah, Shay Giles. Oh yeah, Giles is the other one, right? Giles is the other one. No, never mind. I don't know what you're talking about. PH, are you going live? Man, PH made an appearance on my live, man. That's what's up, man. I feel like I'm talking with my homies. That's awesome. I got a new channel name. I might change my channel name to the what? Thank you. Was it you, Talifer, that came up with that? It would be awesome content if you became a truck driver in Russia. Yeah, dude. Hell no. If you want to step out, you have to. Yep, you gotta have a plan, man. It's true, man. Sun Lounger, dude. Sun Lounger, you're the real MVP, man. Thank you. That suggestion was actually really good. I think I needed someone else to make this. It's kind of like a nickname. You need someone else to give you a nickname. Because I was just going to make the channel probably like my own name. Anyway, I'm going to get off here in a couple minutes. This was a great live, man. PH made an appearance. That's what's up. It's early. Are y'all in who's in Russia right now? Talifer, where are you at? Are you in Russia? The thing is with these lives, they have no subtitles, so Russians really can't watch it. And it's like 4 in the morning in Russia, so nobody's up. Yeah. Anyway, that's it, you guys. It's good to see you. Hope you have a good day, a good night, wherever you're at. Stay safe out there, and see you next time.